Hi there, welcome to Powtoon. Today we are going to be discussing genetic drift and its effect on evolution. So, what is genetic drift? It is one of the basic mechanisms of evolution. Evolution is the slow process that changes living organisms such as animals and plants. Genetic drift, like natural selection, migration, or gene flow and mutation, all are mechanisms of evolution. So, how does genetic drift cause these changes, and what is it? Genetic drift refers to the random changes that occur in the frequency of an allele in a gene pool or within a population. When these changes add up along with mutation and natural selection, evolution occurs. Let's look at an example to better understand this. Let's say we have a population of 12 people living in an area. 6 people are red and 6 are blue. So we have a 50-50 red and blue population. The red and blue are examples of alleles. Alleles are heritable traits that are inherited from a parent. So, for example, hair color. Whether we get black or brown hair color or blonde, we get them from our parents, though that is an example of a gene. Over time, as these individuals in this initial population reproduce or have babies, the next generation of this population will be produced. Let's say out of the 12 people, only 6 have children, 3 red and 3 blue. Let's call this our first generation. When these 3 red and 3 blue reproduce, they only have 3 children, 2 red and 1 blue. Let's call this our second generation. Now, there is a change in the ratio of alleles. In our first generation, we still had 3 red and 3 blue, which out of 6, which means that there was a 50-50 allele frequency still. In our second generation, now we have 2 red for 1 blue. There's no longer a 50-50 ratio. When this population reproduces, there will be more likely more red and no blue, because the next generation, our third generation, will not have a blue person, because blue does not have anyone to pair with. This change in the frequency of ratio of red and blue shows genetic drift. Now, there are no more blue people. We say that this allele has been lost and red has been fixed. These changes in the allele frequency of red and blue are an example of how genetic drift causes a slow change after a long time in a population. In other words, how evolution occurs.
created using Powtoon.